Welcome back, Cloud Cadets. In this video, we're going to create a build validation pipeline. And what do we mean by that? Well, if you go into repos here, and let's look at the backend here. Say someone made a change let's go to the branches first. Remember, before we had set we haven't set a branch policy here, but in earlier videos we have added a branch policy to the front end so that no one can upload directly to our dev branch. We want them to work on a feature branch, and then they'll send it up here, and then they create a pull request. So other people can review their code. We can have code reviews involved. We can see that there are no merge conflicts. And now to the real power of pipelines, we can have something called a build validation pipeline. So what it happens is it tries to build the project, and if everything is all right, there will be no errors. But if there were errors, that's because something went wrong and they need to fix that. And we're going to see an example of that. So we're going to go to backend, and we can see if we go to branch policies. In the front end, in previous videos, we set require minimum number of viewers, but since I'm alone, it's just me, I'm not going to have minimum 2. And I'm going to commit a cardinal sin and allow myself to approve, but you wouldn't do that in a regular team. And then maybe, depending how strict you guys are, you might want required here. I'm going to set it to optional, but I want them both so we could see how it looks. And if you scroll down, we have something called a build validation, and here is where we're going to add our pipeline. Right now we have not created one, but this is where we're going to go. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to go to pipelines, and here I'm in the first section by default. When I click it, I'm going to press on create pipeline, and now we have enabled that classic editor, and I'm going to start there, and in future videos we'll see how to use YAML, where it gives us a lot more flexibility, more power, more customizability. But for now, let's keep it simple so everyone can follow along. So I'll click on the use the classic editor, and we see we have to choose where we get our repo. We have stored them in Azure DevOps, so we stick with the default one, and we're going to work with the backend, and we're going to go for the dev. This is a build validation pipeline for the dev branch. And we can go continue. And we see now we get some templates. This is the YAML as I told you, but we're not going to do that. We see the different versions here, but we are a ASP.NET project, ASP.NET Core. If I scroll down, we see here this template, build and test an ASP.NET Core web application. And we're going to compare it actually to some others later. But let's click here, apply. How does it look? This is the starter template. We see 5 steps. We see restore, build, test, publish artifact. That's a lot, right? And if I go back, let's see what happens if I go back. Yes, I can choose this one. This is one because we want to deploy eventually, right? So why don't we do all of this? Build, package, test, and deploy. That's a lot more steps. Let's click on that. And we see use NuGet, a specific version, NuGet restore, build solution, archive files, test assemblies. And we could technically use this entire pipeline to build, test, and release, but we don't want that. We want to have separate pipelines for different purposes. So I'll click back again. Okay. I'll go back to ASP.NET Core. And even here, we don't want all of these steps. We don't want to publish because we're just validating. We're going to allow the pipeline to build a project to see that there are no errors and that everything is valid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click here. I'm going to remove that one. I'm going to remove this one as well. And currently we don't have any tests, but we might add some in the future. So I'm just going to right click here and disable. And we see there are actually just 2 steps. Restore, which installs all the packages that we're using, the NuGet packages, and then there's the build. And if you have ever developed a .NET application on something like Visual Studio, when you build it, if it works, no errors. If not, then we get these called build errors, and that will allow us not to merge. That will allow the pull request not to be approved. You can't merge that to the dev branch, and we want that kind of security. And if we start here, this is the first when we come here. we see we have to specify an agent specification, the agent that's going to run our pipeline. And before, I'm going to just open a new tab here in project settings. I showed you that if I scroll down to, where were we? Parallel jobs. Once you have been approved through that parallelism request, we now see we have a free tier, one parallel job up to 800 minutes a month. And we haven't used anything yet. Before you didn't have this, but now we do. So I can close this. And since we're going to use Ubuntu latest, both for deployment later, for a real app service, and for our pipelines. So we'll go with that. Ubuntu is always cheaper. But if your company has a specific use case, then you have Mac OS, you have Windows. And then we can click here, see everything looks great. Here, our default branch for managed schedule builds. I want to set that to dev. And let's see, what more do we have? All defaults we can, but we can customize if we wanted to. If we had a different project structure as well. And that's all really, and we would like a better name. So we are called Cloud Cadets Backend, and I'm going to add dev, and I'm going to say build validation. It's long, but it's specific. And we're done, I think. No save button. All right, sorry. So here we have this chevron. Let's click on that because we don't want to run the pipeline by default. We click on save, and here we can, if you wanted, if you have a lot of pipelines, we can organize them, and we'll look into that later. But for now, let's keep it as default. Save, and then I click on pipelines here. We see it is there, and I click all there, and these are reset. And we haven't run it yet. So next step, let's go to repos. Let's go to branches. We are inside the backend. We are in the dev. Let's click here, branch policies. Scroll down here, build validation. And we see by default we got the first one, which is we only have one, but you have to click here, and if you had many, you would select the right one. And we see the naming will help. We'll see that when we have a lot more pipelines. And we can stick with the defaults for now. You see that the trigger is automatic whenever the source branch is updated. So we don't need to do anything here right now. We just keep it as is, save. And this will run when we try to change it. And on the next video, we'll see how that works. Until the next one.